Today, guys, we're going to be covering the brand new two legendary infantry heroes and the epic heroes all in one video, including the Moonbear and Artifact. So we're going to try and keep this nice and brief. And if you want me to do a full guide on any of the heroes, you know what me to do. Hit a comment down below, and whatever comment gets the most upvotes first, I'll try and get that video out for tomorrow for you guys, right? So with that said, let's get into it. We're going to talk about Mogro first. This is the infantry garrison skill-based hero. And then we're going to go on to Danfel, and I'm going to showcase how you can do this if you've never experienced how you can test out or check out, heroes in advance on your game, right? So this is going to be Mogro's skill kit, guys. So take notes. His first skill is a near skill, very powerful AoE skill this is going to be. It's in the near range, meaning the same range as your Goresh and Skullgirls do. And what this is a massive debuff. So you're able to apply Lash Out while branded and bruised for 3 seconds. So when you read this, you've got Lash Out, which deals a diffuse physical skill damage every second to the target and to surrounding legions. Lash Out damage is 250. This goes up to 450, but then you apply a 30% HP reduction. And you got to remember, this is for one target plus 2 surrounding legions. So 3 people are taking 450 damage and you're reducing HP by 30%. Kind of insane. And it applies the branded mechanic onto him, which is really key because on the second skill here, when the legion inflicts the debuff upon the target via an innate skill, they are also effectively transmitting that up to 2 surrounding targets. So basically, if you have anyone around there with the branded feature on them or any of these debuffs on them, you're able to spread the debuffs around. This is kind of crazy. It's the first time we've seen it in the game. And what's really good for me is I've always wanted this. I've actually wanted a mage hero to do this. It reminds me of, if you've played World of Warcraft, an Affliction Warlock, right? Those guys that are just debuffing you, putting damage over time effects on you, and spreading those plagues and skills and stuff, right? So I love this actual setup. So this is a 15% though, damage dealt bonus effect that you apply onto them, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. So love this, already love this. So you can see 450 damage on them, 30%. Then if that's on them, guys, you're gonna be applying a 50% damage dealt bonus. And then on top of all of that, 20% defense bonus and 10% attack, just to give you that little bit of extra damage for your skills and make you tanky. Really good skills, honestly, really good skills. And if you've noticed, this is like Goresh and Magrat, so you can triple 5 and 1, because the 1 is going to be your garrison, right? We saw garrison up here in this little segment. As you guys know, if you see a garrison based talent, one of the skills has to be it, right? So they put it at the end, and I hope if there's a dev watching this, do this for every garrison hero. This is a good way. Players might actually call it free-to-play friendly, that all the garrison skills are at the end, so you can make use of the hero at 555-1, right? The garrison skill is not bad. Damage dealt bonus and HP bypass onto the, city stronghold, and then the legion has this percentage chance in the battle. But then the awakening is really cool. So whenever you are dealing damage to those branded enemy legions, so from the first skill, you have also, it deals an additional physical skill damage. This can be triggered once every 5 seconds. So basically, this is an additional 200 damage on top of this 450 that you're doing. But the cool thing is, you got to remember, this is on any of the enemies with branded, right? So the way this could, in theory, work is once this skill is applied onto some targets, you're going to spread the branded as well as the lash out, all of the, obviously, debuffs around with the damage dealt bonus, making those targets potentially take it. We have to test it out. We don't know how it fully works. This is just hypothetical at the moment. But I actually really do like Mogro. I think this guy is a really good infantry tank, and you're going to be very surprised with him, right? So now we're going to go to Danfel. And if you want to look at any of these legendary heroes and you're in the Season of Strife, because you got to remember, guys, I do believe in order to see certain heroes, you need to be in their season. So if you've completed Season of Strife or you're in it, you're going to be able to go to the emoji section. As you can see, they've added, obviously, the 2 new epic heroes. But you can see here, there's Danfel and Mogro. So what we're going to do, just to showcase it, hit the go button, and you'll go to the screen. So you can see exactly what they do. You don't have to watch any random videos on YouTube that are hypothetically assuming what these skills do because they're doing really bad translations from Korea. You don't have to do any of that, right? Just wait for them to come out because honestly, the devs do not leak this at all. It never gets leaked. I've never seen a good leak out there. So when it comes to Danfel, though, Danfel is a really interesting hero. You can see this is infantry, PvP, and tank, so you can already assume all skills are going to be relevant for you. The first skill is kind of crazy. It's a 1600 skill damage factor to the target, and a 600 shield. It's a nice little small shield. It's nothing too crazy. It's a nice little shield that you have to absorb maybe a hit or half a hit for you, but it's 1600 skill damage factor, and it's hit near as well, so it's a pretty crazy skill when you think about it, especially when you see the way this hero is designed, and obviously the Moonbear too, when you get into that regards. The next skill says, when in field, the legion and friendly legions behind it gain mercy. This is a brand new keyword, and mercy is range damage taken reduction. So basically this march and any of your other infantry marchers behind you is gonna allow you obviously to have that 20% reduced damage taken as they enter the battle, obviously making them a little bit tankier for it. So really do like this. Again, for 3 seconds you need it just at the beginning when you know doing the most damage. So good skill overall. The next one, 10% defense and 20% HP. This has to be, I think now, the best passive skill in the game for infantry. Literally, just like for stats. The best stats I've ever seen on any infantry hero, and it's on Danfel. So GG. Really good stats here. And then to finish off, the fourth skill is Halfling Fury. So if you are wondering if he was a halfling or dwarf, this is going to give you your answer. He is a halfling, but I'm going to add a little bit on to the end of this segment, so stay tuned. When you do cast Shield Strike, so this is the first skill, guys. So whenever you cast that Shield Strike for 1600 damage and you get the shield, you are now also going to apply to that target legion Debilitated and Slow. So this is a 20% extra damage taken bonus from that to that target, and a 20% march speed reduction, right? And the crazy thing about this, again, you got to think, depending on who's behind you, you're going to nuke that target. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see some of the pairings that I'm going to go over in a future video, right? The next actual passive skill is an additional one. You will be surprised. We get a new skill, and that's why I really like Danfel already. You're getting 5 good skills, guys. It's kind of crazy. 5 good skills. The way this works is anyone who's affected by that Halfling Fury, it will add 1 second, and obviously this will reduce every 2 seconds, basically. So the way you want to know this is going for 6 seconds. So basically you're going to be able to have this debuff onto that target from, I believe, 9 or 10 seconds maximum. Like, it's going to stay on them, and it'll drop off, and you have to reapply it again. Then it'll carry on, right? So kind of crazy when you ask me, like, for a hero, right? And the thing is, and this is what I wanted to kind of spoil for you, his design is a spoiler, guys. You've not noticed the weapon design, the armor design, and especially the shield is of the Belleron Frostguard family, meaning I do expect very soon the Dwarven faction to come into the game, and that would mean a additional hero, maybe a legendary hero, to come into the game with a Dwarven kind of setup like this, you know, following up this very iconic, you know, blue crystal with the long kind of beard there, the 2 eyes in the shield, right? It's just so iconic from the Frostguard Dwarven family, even on the belt, right? It just kind of sells it. So I do imagine dwarves are on the way, guys. So please, we've got them coming. We've got them coming. I'm guaranteeing it. Now we're going to go on to the 2 epic heroes. I'm going to go over what I would argue is the worst hero in the game now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But at the moment, I just do not like this hero at all. And this is Naernin. Naernin to me is going to be my dedicated gold gatherer, and that is it. This is an infantry gathering skill commander, and the problem with this hero is she has an interesting, you know, skill, but her kit, her actual 2 passives are just terrible, and you'll understand why. So deals diffused physical damage to a target and surrounding legions. So you're basically able to hit 600 AoE damage to a bunch of players. And this is in melee range, so it's not in near. So you've got to be right up close for this. And you're going to be applying a 15% healing reduction. Not bad, honestly. This isn't bad at all. I do like this skill. But now this is where we're going to start running into problems, right? The gathering skill is the gathering skill. We're not mad about that. We expect that. 20%, really good, to be honest, that we're gaining so much speed for gathering. Really good bonus for that. That's why she is going to be my dedicated gatherer. But now when we go into these other skills, 15% physical attack bonus and 10% hero skill damage bonus. And the problem is with infantry, guys, and especially with heroes like this, and this is what was the major issue with a hero like Nika, is when you've got these very heavy damage based skills and you've got no defense really in your kit, which is HP or defense for your legion, you're too squishy and you honestly get no real effective bonus out of it. So this is honestly not that great. I wish, if there's a dev watching, if you want to keep the hero skill damage bonus, go for it. But if you really want to make this hero good, change it to a 15% defense bonus at least. And I think that would be better. On top of that, which makes her even worse, guys, and this is why if you unlock her, do not put any sculptures into her at all for now, is this skill. Shadow Ambush is arguably a complete worse skill of one in the game on another hero we don't really use, which is Bakar, right? So this says when the Legion, so whenever we launch a normal attack onto that target, we have a 10% chance to inflict a 20% reduction on their attack, right? So this requires us to actually be able to do this, right? At a 10% chance. When you compare this to Bakar, Bakar has Fearsome Roar. And this is a when hit with a normal attack. So now this is even better already. We don't need to attack. All we need to do is someone target us, which everyone does because we're infantry, and it's going to trigger this. And the great thing about this is it has a 20% chance now. So it's even better. You've got double the chance of doing it. And you've got a 25% attack reduction. So you've got a better reduction. And this is for 4 seconds. Naernin's here is going on for 5 seconds. I'm just going to be honest. She's not good, unfortunately. I really am sad about this hero. I was looking forward to her. She looks kind of edgy. To be honest, she looks like a complete meme when you zoom in onto her face like that. Like a complete creep lord. But it is what it is. The last skill is each time she casts Black Claw, she gains 2% HP and up to a maximum of 10%. She can get 10% HP, but it's not enough. And the thing is, this effect lasts until her legion joins or leaves a rallied army or enters a stronghold or resource point. It's only a good skill for gathering. I'm going to be honest, it's a gathering skill. So this is just my verdict. She's not that good for free-to-plays. However, my girl Tarra comes to the rescue because she is actually what I'm going to make a full video on her. And look out for these videos. She is going to be one of the most used epic heroes in the game alongside Waldir. And you'll understand why shortly, right? First skill, we have a very far mage range. It's overall, so again, you can put this with any heroes you kind of want in the game. 500 hero, healing factor on you or on a march, and then grants 20% hero skill damage bonus. So you're gaining that synergy, which is so good, as you guys have known, because this is a key word. So you're just amplifying how much damage you get putting out with this march. But then, which is so good, and this is what's going to make her one of the best heroes in the game, and people will sleep on this until we make the main video, Enlightenment. Oh my god, we need more heroes like this. This is a really good direction for hero design. To be honest, in Call of Dragons, making me more excited to keep playing the game. I'm going to be honest. While in the battle, this legion, so the legion, and 4 surrounding friend legions gain cane and resistance every 10 seconds. Wow. So every 10 seconds, you're gaining 15% extra attack bonus and 10% damage taken reduction. This is the ultimate AoE skill in the game, guys. Honestly, this is cracked, bro. You're allowing to put buffs on your marchers. The way this works, if you don't know, right? Surrounding friendly legions dictates when it comes to stat buffing, it will always prioritize your marchers. So if you run this as your 5th march, right, your other 4 marchers on the field, if they're all mages or if they're mage and archers, are all going to be getting this buff if they're in range, which is crazy. On top of that, right, you're getting damage taken reduction, making those marchers just now inherently get better reports. The attack bonus again, 15%, and this is gaining it. When we go into the next skill, this is what makes it even better than Naernin. 20% mana gathering speed and the 20% gathering speed. This is the most speed ever I've seen on a gathering hero, I think, for mana. Maybe she's tied with Ordo. I will just double check on this. 10%, no, she's literally double his gathering speed. It's so good, guys. Because the thing is, if you didn't know, and I was honestly recently learnt this, so everyone's a student, right? You always learn every day. The more gathering speed you actually have in your alliance pit, you're going to get more resources because you are competing against other players' gathering speed to get bigger loads at the end goal. So this is giving you 40% off the rip. So you're going to have this hero as your main gatherer if she's not in open field, always on a mana pit. It's just so good to not do that, right? Now, moving into the next skill to finish her off, and this is what's even crazier, 10% defense and HP, and that's on all units. Like, I'm not going to say it, but I think this might be the best hero in the game, if not tied with Wildea on the epic tier. She's borderline legendary. Borderline legendary. Like, it's crazy good on how good this free-to-play epic hero is, and you're going to be able to earn her in the game. When you awaken her, I'm going to be honest, you don't get anything new. I wish they did a little bit more. So this is 600 healing factor and 20% hero skill damage increase, right? So you can see all you're gaining is the 100 hero skill factor. If they really want to make this kind of spicy and really make her, I'm just going to say it, you know, cracked, why not just add on here, if you awaken the hero, another one where it says your legion, so just your legion, gains like 100 rage after they cast the rage skill. Because that means you get to go to the next skill cycle a little bit quicker and keep this up, right? And obviously you get that 100 extra healing. So it gives you that little bit more, and everything else is the same. All it's doing is the speed of it, and you get that extra bit of heal, right? So I would love to see something like that, potentially as a buff for her, but she doesn't need it. But she does not need it. She's that good. So we've gone through there all 4 new heroes in Call of Dragons. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will be doing full guides on them, so look out for it. Obviously, we're going to be summoning them on a separate video too, so look out for that. But to go into the next section, we're going to go into the tails, because unfortunately, guys, I have tried to capture the Moonbear today, but I was not good enough. I was not lucky. I didn't pray hard enough because I did not unlock the actual war pet skill. So when you actually capture this Moonbear, if you want to check it out, go to the war pet area and you can, you know, just click it. It shows you everything you need. So this is the Moonbear, you know, the little black white bear, and I'm gonna be honest, this thing is cracked. However, there is a issue, and that's why I wanted to put this in the video right now. Moon Rage. So Moon Rage states very far attack range. This is not true. I'm going to showcase this in a video because this skill says it deals diffuse damage up to 3 enemy legions within range, including the target. So that's kind of crazy. 3 heroes are getting this damage onto them. If you run Infantry Legion, you deal 100% more damage with it. So that's kind of cracked. The way this works is the total damage factor of your commander and your deputy's rage skills is going to equal the damage. So what this means is, and this is what's going to make it a little bit confusing for players, this only works on your skill 1. So if you're going to use like Goresh, because he has skill damage on his skill 3, that does not apply to this skill. Same with Madeline. Madeline has skill, I think, 4 with the skill damage applied when she blows upon her rage skill. That will not apply to this skill. The only skills that apply to this is like Danfel's 1600 damage factor, obviously Nika's big skill damage factor of 1500, and now obviously the Mogro, right? So all of those guys will work with the Moon Rage. The thing is, it's not very far. I've tried this out and we're going to make a full video on it. We've tested it out with archers because you can imagine being physical type, Nico and Kanara technically fulfills all of this. So we was going to see how good it is. However, it does not work. So this believes me to think it's only for near. It's not very far. So just, that is a typo error, right? The next core skill, though, for the Moonbear is really good. Advanced Moon Rage. 70% chance to deal physical damage to the enemy legions hit by the Moon Rage. So those 3 targets that have just been nuked by you are going to take an additional 140 skill damage potentially. It's a 70% chance it's most likely going to hit, guys. It's one of the most probably consistent damage-based pets now in the game for infantry. Well, by a landslide, I'm going to be honest, for any of them. It's just crazy how this works. The intense Moon Rage is even better. 25% damage dealt bonus when this is 3-starred. At the moment, obviously 1-starred is a 5.4%, and you can see this is a 30, and this is going down to like 0.432, right? But this goes up to a 2% damage multiplier at 3-star, you know, 140 and 25%. This is going to do a ton of damage. Absolute ton of damage, right? So now we're going to talk about the artifact. So in order to get to the artifact, what I'm going to do is take a screenshot of it and make it pop up on screen here. So the Shield of Steadiness is the artifact for the infantry, and we're going to talk about this as well as some other stuff. Don't worry, we've got a lot more to cover in patch 1.03 that other content creators aren't covering, and that's why you clicked on this video. But infantry unit attack 5%, legion HP 4%, really good. And when you actually go to max this out, you're going to see it's a 40%, 17% with 7.5 on the damage taken and dealt when you obviously max star it. So when you go to what this effect actually does, you're able to charge with your legion into a crowd. Basically 3 enemy legions are going to take diffused damage along the path. So when you go onto it, it's a 4,400 damage factor on those 3 targets when you impact them. And then it has an additional effect when you are gaining a shield through a raid skill. Your legion is going to gain 25% more hero skill damage. So you can imagine this is going to be especially there for your Danfel, right? So Danfel is going to get that massive skill damage off with the 600 shield, empowering the next hero behind him to do even more damage. So this is definitely Danfel's artifact. It's designed for Danfel, but potentially people might experiment with Madeline or even Eliana because both of them have shields and they can deal damage within their hero skill damage, you know, kit. So let's see what is gonna happen. And the thing is, to finish off the video, guys, and to make things really interesting, we're gonna talk about the city skin, nameplate, and you won't believe this, 5 brand new frames in the game that you probably didn't even know that was there until this video, right? So first things first is the actual city skin, right? The city skin, I'm going to be honest, I do think this is the best magic city skin now currently in the game. So if you are one of those guys that are going to be competing for this because you're a magic main, I feel for you because everyone is. 10% magic unit defense, honestly, is vastly superior than 10% magic unit attack. It's already been proven and starting to become the meta that having more HP and more defense on your, you know, units and allowing them to sustain longer and longer in the open field is the best way to get those big merit reports. So definitely it's going to be a replacement from the Eyes of Stars to the Autumn Hint. So that is the unfortunate. As well, Golden Age, really good city skin for any marksman player that's going to get it. It's 5%, defense. If you didn't get Azure Garden, I have it, so I'm going to keep it equipped. It is what it is, right? But if you have the Azure Garden, you're not going to replace this. This is a better marksman unit HP skin. 5% is just so much better than, obviously, Golden Age giving you defense. But you can choose, if you didn't get it, you've got at least something better than a Archer attack skin, right? Nameplate-wise, if we go down, you'll notice there's a bunch of nameplates here. And that is because, yes, they've added more nameplates and avatar frames very sneakily into the game. So obviously we know the Cologne one. This is if you went to Cologne of last year at the meet and greet, you got this. This is the King's, nameplate. This is the one from last event. So the last autumn event, if you wanted to go for it, this is what you went for. I didn't want to spend $5 for literally the exact same, basically, ones we've got already above. I just didn't want to. However, this Blessings of Fithion is the brand new nameplate for the 7-day skin, right? So if you do the 7-day event with the Revival Gumball machine, you're going to earn this with the new cosmetic frame. However, there's two other nameplates here. We've got Dragons and Pearls, and you're going to see how to unlock this in a moment. And you've got another one, which is called the Champion of Cadwallader. Wow. Just wow, right? Two actually awesome looking nameplates that you might be able to earn, who knows. And the way you're going to be able to do this is if you guys go now and follow along, because you're going to be like, no, there's no way this is real. Go to your avatar frames, scroll down, you'll notice there's 5 brand new avatar frames in the game for you to peek at. And the first one is very interesting. Granted to attendees of the 2024 Shanghai Core Players Roundtable. No clue what that means. This could be a way of the devs sending out specific invites to players to Shanghai to thank them and do whatever they are and getting this frame. I can guarantee you guys, I ain't getting one, right? I left the content creator program. The devs clearly do not want to communicate to me, but I know a lot of you guys in the community would vouch for me to be probably part of the Core Players Roundtable, because I am the voice for the free-to-players and low spenders, right? And without me voicing your concerns, talking about all the bad parts about the game, hoping the devs see it for improvements, what can we do? What can we do, right? So, but this is the Shanghai 2024, basically meet and greet, potentially, frame for you guys for this year. So be prepared for it. And now the best frame, I would argue, out of every frame in the game. Dragons and Pearls. Holy smokes. Obtained from the public test preparations event. I have no clue what that means. So this could be a very brand new event coming for certain players. Again, they might invite certain players to test and prep on a test server. Again, I would be loving to do that because, again, you guys know I've been vouching for this for God knows how many months. But what an amazing frame. This is an amazing looking frame. So this is another brand new frame that you're able to get. Wise Leader is a really nice frame again. I actually really like the way they've made this one. So this is a special reward for strategy guide creators. So I don't know if this is going to be included for YouTube strategy guide creators, but I do believe this is intended for those guys that make the strategy guides for Discord, for websites, for, even in-game, there's that forum section that you can go to. I believe it's for those guys. And if it is, what a frame. You guys have got a really cool frame. I'm going to be honest. I do love, the rune at the top, the books, the candles. It looks actually really cool compared to many of the other frames we've had in the past. So they've really stepped up the game here so far with these frames. The next one is the Revival Ball one. So this is what you're going to be able to earn in that 7-day Revival Gumball machine. So this is the alongside the nameplate, this is what you get. And you can see it's kind of like a mini Queen Prince version of the King, so don't mind it. A lot of probably players will like it. I'm not going to say what type of players, but you can probably guess which ones I'm talking about. But really cool anyways. I do like it, really good design. And then to finish it off, there we go. Champions of Kaladawa. Wow, or Kadwaladir, should I say, granted to the winner of the Paramount Championship event. So I don't know what this is. This could be a numerous amount of things, guys. They might be bringing very soon to the game the Roots of War tournament, where you bring the best players in your alliance to this tournament. You go through a bracket stage. Players can bet on those for extra rewards, and the winners of the tournament could be getting this frame and the nameplate potentially. Who knows? Otherwise, I have no clue. This could be a Paramount Championship, could be maybe a content creator contest. Who knows what this is? But I do believe, in my honest opinion, and I hope it is, it's the Roots of War Championship, like tournament, kind of like the Osiris League in Rise of Kingdoms for Call of Dragons, though. So I hope this is the way. It looks amazing. Maybe in the future, devs, if you're able to, you know, the next step up, imagine if this animated. And it only had to animate if you clicked onto their, you know, profile screen. Apart from that, it never animated. I think players would enjoy that even further, right? But there you go, 5 brand new avatar frames. We've gone through the 3 new nameplates. We've gone through the new artifact, the 4 new heroes, war pet, everything, all in this video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed patch 1.03 with me, MrSneakyy, the first look, first impressions. Probably the best video you'll see today on it. And if you want me to cover any of the things specifically, put a comment down below. You know what it is. I will do the most upvoted comment, and that will be the first video going up. So if you want Danfel, you want Mogro, you want whoever's seen first, let me know. So until then, smash like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out.